Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Chandra and I make videos about reading, writing, and all things books. Today's video is 5 ways to indicate the time period when writing historical fiction without specifically saying 'twas the year of our Lord. Are we doing this again? Dobby would like to say hello and also murder me with his claws. There he is. He said hello. Thanks, bud. Okie doke. Number 1. Indicate the ruling power of the time, be it a king, a dictator, whatever kind of ruler. Go ahead and state their name, especially if they're a commonly known person. It's a great way, even if other people aren't super familiar with them or with history in general, it's a great way to kind of give a general time period. And even though everyone won't know who it is, most people, a lot of people will. And if they don't know offhand the time period, they can look the person up. It gives them a point of reference. If they're curious enough to look it up, they will, and then you've set the time period. The second thing is to include mention of major events that are happening at the time, even if they don't specifically impact your story. It could be through a newspaper article or a telegram or mention from a letter that someone else in another area saw, heard, whatever the case may be, and it doesn't necessarily directly impact your story, but they are aware of the other things that are happening in the world. The second benefit to doing things this way is that it also helps with the world building to give sense of a larger construct aside from the small area where your character specifically is. Number 3, share newspaper headlines. It may not be the entire paper or even reading the paper. It could just be that someone else in the same space as your main character has a paper and they observe the headline. Again, that headline could be something about the time period, something indicating who the ruler is, the president, the dictator, the king, whatever the case may be. It can even go beyond that, the specific ruler. It could go beyond that to indicate something that's playing in theaters, a book that's been released. Maybe it's specifically them seeing a book review. It could be a lot of different things from that specific historical time period. It could be a musician who's coming to play locally who is known for their music that was released during that time period. There's a lot of different ways you can indicate it, and some of them will have different meaning to different audiences. You can also play with that and think about that a little bit. Your audience, who would they be most likely to recognize? Would it be a book, an author, a musician, a ruling power, a world event? There's all kinds of things that you can mention to indicate the time period, and even showing that as an article in the newspaper is a great way to bring it in without overstating. Number 4, indicate a major local event that's happened in the specific area. It could have been recently before. It may even be like the characters, like, oh, a couple years ago this happened, this is happening right now, or some other way where it doesn't have to specifically impact the character. It could be a crime that happened in the area that the character knows about. It could be an invention that was created in that local town. It could be a lot of different things. A mention of the World Fair, scientific events, something even more specifically localized, although the more you niche it down, the less relatable it is to everyone. So if the intent is to indicate time period, you want it to be general enough that other people might know, or at least be able to look it up, but specific enough that it still relates to the story. Number 5, as a last resort, you can also use letters and journal entries. Those are a little bit overdone, but in a pinch, if you absolutely can't come up with another way to introduce the time period, then you can put it at the top of a letter. I don't love it, but it is a way to get it done. Again, last resort, but there you have 5 ways to indicate the time period when writing historical fiction without straight out saying, in the year of our Lord, at the beginning of the chapter. I hope this was helpful. If you do any of these, let me know in the comments. If you have some other ways that you like to indicate time period, let us know in the comments. I'm sure there are other people who would love to hear that as well, and it's always helpful to have a few other options in the old tool bag. So let us know, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.